Good morning. It's so nice to see all of you here. How lovely to be here with you. Oh, the music was beautiful. Thank you so much. Olga, wow. Benjamin and Bruce, wow. And Janice, where are you? Wow. You know, we have not spoken, and I'm quoting Neville Goddard too about imagination. That was so spot on. I'm just grateful to know that we're connected, especially when we don't know we're connected. So thank you. So, how lovely to be here with you. I'm so excited. And, you know, narrowing down a talk is challenging for me because if I was here every week, I'd be telling you a little bit at a time. I got to tell you all at once today. So I tried to narrow down to, 3 words. And I'll let you know what those are in just a little bit. But first, I wanted to just talk about my work. And the song that you chose today, Smile Though Your Heart Is Breaking, that's me at work. I smile because I understand that there is something deeper going on. Something I tell my patients every day is that you are more than your physical body. You are more than what you're going through in your physical body. That we perhaps have meaning and purpose through everything we go through, even if we don't understand it. In my work, I am privileged to be at bedside. I've been at bedside of hundreds and hundreds of patients in my 6 years of chaplaincy work. And recently, I was just kind of promoted, I guess. I use that word lightly because I feel more privileged than promoted to work full-time beyond palliative care. Administration called me and thanked me for my special skill set that is very effective with patients. And I think Science of Mind, 30-something years in Science of Mind teaching me that special skill set. Because they're not used to us. They don't know us. And it's amazing to me how I can walk into a patient's room and I become who they think I am. So I respectfully tread lightly. And what I've come to understand collectively through my work is that many people are not supported by their religious beliefs when they need it the most. What they need more is love. What they need more is depth of understanding. Because I would be a very, very wealthy woman if I got paid for every time someone asked me, how could God do this to me? God didn't do it. God is with you as you go through it. So my work pushes me to go deeper. And when those lovely souls land in the hospital, they are pushed to go deeper too. And many of them do, in ways that in busy life can't get our attention. But when you're laying in a hospital looking at 4 white walls, all of a sudden, there are things that reach you that are amazing. And the power of love at a time like that is so beautiful. I'll be sharing a couple patient stories. I'll be sharing a couple processes. Are you into that? So Happy Together today came to me as spiritual IQ. The 2 most important things that I use in my work, my special skill set work at the hospital, is I for imagination and Q for qualities. To play in the qualities of God. To play in the qualities of feeling and joy and color and light. Spiritual IQ, it has nothing to do with intelligence, it has everything to do with freedom. Because we are more than our physical body. We have a body, but we are not our body any more than we are a car that we drive around in. Do you feel like you're your car when you're driving? No, it's how you get around. This physical form is how we get around, but we're much more than this. And that really brings me to kind of want to give this talk from the perspective of the soul. Could we be a soul? And I wonder this too, because sometimes we get to be a part of someone else's lessons. I think this is definitely an earth school. But it's not an earth school to learn math and science. It's an earth school to learn forgiveness, compassion, self-love, tolerance. Oh, right? And so if we came here into this life with a certain quality that we need to learn, we would be born into a family, and everything unlike that quality would be bountiful. Because then that's how we learn. We learn through experiences. We learn through our essence, through our soul, not through our body. We're more than our body. We learn qualities. We learn through experiences, the qualities. God qualities, divine qualities, whatever you want to call them. They are the experiences of love, wisdom, grace, beauty, joy, freedom. And we learn things here in life, don't we? Has anyone else ever thought about this as like a school or school? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's not a new thought at all. But why are we here? Are we here to suffer? No. Is suffering a powerful teacher? Yes, in this earth school. So, I have some tools and tricks I want to share too, but we only have 20 minutes, so I must be respectful and mindful. So, I'm going to share with you some of the things that I use in my spiritual skill set. There was creativity mentioned in the reading earlier, Janice, thank you, because I'm very creative. The spiritual side of me is very, very creative. I live in the land of play, and play and imagination are so happy together. And so I will take a patient into a feeling, because feelings are the closest we can come to experiencing God. There are many people who have words of God. Many people are heady about God, and many people can tell you all about what they read, all about the words, the words, the words, the words. I've actually had a patient tell me that he had no idea that you could actually make up your own words in a prayer. Wow. So I use color, I use imagery, I use healing tools, because it brings people to the experience of God rather than the knowledge of God. And my work is interesting too, because I'm with people of all different faiths. So it's very important that I speak without jargon, that I speak for all paths. And that's where the God qualities come in very handy, because everyone is seeking peace. Everyone is seeking healing. Whether you're Catholic, Muslim, Jewish, everyone resonates with grace and freedom and love. So I want to tell you about a patient. Talk about prayer. The sweetest man. He was declining due to AIDS. And I spent a lot of time with him, and I loved him. He was so easy to love. Everyone is so easy to love. It just amazes me that that's my job description. Just love people. It's so easy. It's so easy. So this sweet man, he asked me one morning, he said, Reverend Carol, will you teach me how to pray? And I said, all you have to do is open your heart. He said, the words don't come. I don't know words. I said, okay. We're going to feel God somewhere else. I said, I'm going to pick something in nature, and you can pick something in nature, and we'll go from there. So I said, this is my turn first. I'm going to pick the sky. So just close your eyes with me and imagine the sky being the blanket over all of us. And he closed his eyes. It's the blanket over all of us. There is not one human being that is not covered by the sky. And it's blue, so the energy is healing and stable and secure. And every time we think of something above us, it's a lift. So blue sky is calm. Blue sky is love. And I opened my eyes and I said, now it's your turn. I said, what can you think of in nature? And he said, where I have my home and sit with my friends in this home, he said, there are beautiful yellow flowers. I said, perfect. So let's feel the yellow flowers. So we did. The next morning I came to see him and he said, guess what? I prayed today. I said, really? Can you share your prayer with me? And he closed his eyes and I closed my eyes. And he said, dear God, I feel you through the blue sky and the yellow flowers. Thank you. Amen. I told him that was the most beautiful prayer I ever felt, and I meant it. And I stand up here moved because I know the significance of the colors blue and yellow right now. Who can use some feeling of love? Belinda Womack, in her work, does a lot with color and light, and I discovered her and went, yes, somebody else is crazy like me. And she talks about white light. When someone is hurting, we always send white light, and that's a beautiful thing to send. And she says, why not send white fire in the place of light? Because that is healing energy. Doesn't that sound more powerful? I'm sending you white fire of healing. Or I'm sending you white light, which is lovely. So I just love to use color. This is the power of color. I had a patient who couldn't keep his pills swallowed. He couldn't swallow his pills or keep them down. Is that me? I'm sorry. What? So we used the color purple. Purple is a very healing color. I already nailed you for that one. Purple Ty Benjamin. He's looking all purpley. Love it. So he couldn't keep his pills down. So we started playing with color. So I asked him to close his eyes and imagine purple as his healing color. Shall I go over here? Okay. Problem solving. This microphone needs a healing. Send it some purple love. So, So he couldn't keep his pills down. So we did an imagery where purple was his healing color, and we imagined purple water flowing through him and going right down his throat. And not only did he swallow his pills, which amazed the nurses, but he kept them down, which was unheard of for him. So imagination is powerful. Powerful. Sometimes I think the world doesn't know what's real or unreal. That's why so many crazy things can happen here. Imagination. Every single thing that's ever happened started with a thought, which is invisible. Thoughts are invisible, so they're in the imagination, right? So to play in your imagination and to play with color and imagery, just imagine, there's so much I want to tell you. Okay, so I'd like a raise of hands. Would you like to go through a process with me, or would you like me to keep talking? Process, raise your hand. Woo, overwhelming. Let's do it. Okay, so this is pretty soon you're going to have a special skill set with me, and it works because love is there. Always set an intention for love before any healing. Always set an intention of knowing that we are connected to so much more than our physical body. And if we are fooled by the body is going to fool us. So we are more than the physical body. We are connected to a power and a presence much greater than anything our human minds can conceive. So this is a process that I do when something is upsetting me, when there's something troubling me, and we've got stuff going on. We've had stuff going on. How to smile when our heart is breaking. Olga, I take you with me. Because that's what it takes. Our hearts break until they open. And when they open, all kinds of healing is possible. So, if you will play with me, just close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Whoa, sorry. Okay, and as we anchor into that breath, we set an intention for healing in this moment, knowing that love is the way. It is never the question, but it is always the answer. And so I invite all of us to think of something that is bothering us. And not too hard, just the first thing that pops up, boom, it's there. Now what you're going to do is you're going to assign this issue a temporary color. Just give it a color. And that's perfect. Now you're going to set that aside in your mind's eye. Just move it over to the left. And to the right coming in is your desire. You're going to hold the intention for healing whatever that is that has been upsetting. And you're going to give the desire and the healing a permanent color. You're going to give your desire a permanent healing color. You will always associate this color with healing. And when you have that on the right side of your mind, lock it in. If you don't see it, that's fine. You can feel it if you're kinesthetic. You can just know it's there. You don't have to see these dots. But the more you do this, the more alive color comes as a secondary language. So you have your dot of disturbance with a temporary color. You have your desired outcome with a permanent color. Now what you're going to do with me, if you would like, is you are going to move the disturbance in the temporary color. See it as a dot like a little ball, and watch it move down from your head to your heart. Watch it make the distance from head to heart. Fear is in the mind. It does not exist in the heart and the soul. So you let it rest right where your heart would be. And then you watch it move, and it actually comes out of your shoulder. You watch it leave your body. After your heart blesses it, it goes away. And if it's something very pressing and something that you really need to pay more attention to, let it come around to the front of your vision. And what I want you to do right now is open your eyes. And you see this dot. The healing has already occurred, because now that it is out of your body, you can talk to it rather than from it. And when you're talking to it, it can be released without holding or causing you pain in your body. So we're going to drop it on the ground. And we're going to turn back within, and we're going to see the healing. We're going to have that healing dot blink with light, fire. And it's blinking on and off. And as it moves closer to the left, it gains momentum, it gains power, it gains healing. The color is overwhelming. There's iridescent light, flickering. It rests in our mind as it moves down to our heart. We watch it make the distance as if it's dropping by gravity. And it lands in our heart. And it stays there. There is no need to bring this outside. We leave it in our hearts, and we lock it in the memory of our mind, the memory of our soul, the memory of our body, and the memory that our desire for healing outcome and the color that we assigned permanently as our healing color. And we let it rest there. And we take a deep breath, locking in our healing and the healing color that is now our forever healing color. It has a job. Every time you see that color, every time you feel that color, every time you think of that color, there's an instant healing. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes as we give thanks, as God breathes our eyes open with us. And so it is. Okay, so we are out of time. I could go on for 5 hours, but I know that wouldn't be respectful to you. So thank you. Thank you so much. I hope this is helpful for you. There's a live world of color and energy that is yours. You bring it in. You let it go. You get to direct it. You get to make meaning. And you get to live in the yes that was talked about, in the spiritual power of beauty and light. Play in your imagination and live in the qualities that you choose, no matter what's going on in the world. We can bring the most healing by sending love and white fire more than churning in the devastation and upset. That just blocks our flow, and it blocks our ability to send healing. We know in this philosophy that we are a part of the healing. What a blessing to not be stuck in a truth that doesn't serve us when we need it the most. I honor you. I bless you.